All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. Double honors to the apostle elders, a great millstone who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word, love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shati from the Chicago camp, coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. Okay, and we're going to highlight two videos today. One is going to be in Nepal and the other one is going to be in France. So let's let this play. And it says Nepal's presidential palace was burned to the ground as protests over corruption and social media bans spread across the country. The movement began on Monday after the government blocked Facebook and other platforms last week. Protesters demanded action against corruption, and demonstrations continued even after access to the apps were restored. On Tuesday, Nepal's prime minister resigned and fled after protesters torched his home, which is true, and chased his finance minister through the streets. I think there's another one. That's the presidential palace. Look at that. Running all through the place. I'm sure they did all this before they really caught till the majority of it was on fire. All right? But we're going to check out one from France.
Hey, Anthony.
Yeah.
Let's see. Here it is. Now, in France, this was called Block 2 or Bloc 2. In French, meaning block everything. Okay? So we'll let this play. Now, the reason why they're having this in France right now is because President Macron, he has put in some legislation that's going to cut more funding. And we all know when funds get cut, there are people who need those funds who start going without. And people who are already without, they're going to be in an even worse case scenario. Okay? In both of these situations, you have government corruption that's taking place on the highest level and is destroying the citizens of the country. And the scripture clearly tells us, let me get that before Ecclesiastes 34 and 21. It says, the bread of the needy is their life, and he that defraudeth him thereof is a man of blood. It says, he that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him, and he that defraudeth the laborer of his hire is a bloodshedder. And much of the legislation that gets passed in these high places of government, like for us, the Senate or some type of Supreme Court. I know in Europe they call it Parliament. So you have a lot of legislation that goes through these avenues of government, and they pass without even taking some type of consideration of the repercussions that it will have on the common people. Okay. And because of the numerous years of corruption, fraud, and greed, okay, people have had it. People have completely had it. They are fed up. They've trusted in a system that they thought that would benefit them. But now it's looking as if the system that they've trusted to take care of them is now turning on them. And that's why it says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and trust in chariots. Okay, Isaiah 31:1. It says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in the horsemen, because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek Yahweh. All right, you have all these people around the world trusting in governments that have been corrupted. They've been tainted. All right. And we all know why they've been tainted, because bad Uncle Esau is in control. Okay. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Okay. And this guy, bad Uncle Esau, he, as the scripture says, he can't keep it at home. All right. This guy is nosy. He's a busybody. He's always in somebody else's business. Okay. And his how should I put this? His immoral and wicked mindset has tainted the leaders of the world. And these are precepts that I wasn't expecting to bring out, but it goes with it. All right. It says Jeremiah 51:7. Babylon hath been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad. Right. Because they, as we read earlier, they have trusted in Egypt. They believed in the immoral and wicked mindset of bad Uncle Esau, and it corrupted the leaders. And now, since the leaders are corrupted, all right, all his men are corrupted. And that goes into Proverbs. Was it so is the king? So is his people? Is that Proverbs 29? But don't quote me on that. I think that's Proverbs 29. I know it's in Proverbs, but I can't remember where it's at. Please be patient with me. I'm trying to find it. Let me put it on pause real quick. All right. That's why I couldn't find it. It was Judge. that it was judged. Ecclesiasticus 10:1. It says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what matter of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. It says, an unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. And see, the corrupt and decrepit, wicked mindset of Esau, as I mentioned earlier, has corrupted the leaders of the other nations. Okay. And so when that happens, they only seek to have men close to them that are of the same mindset, who are willing to do corruption and be evil and destroy the lives of the people. And this is what you have happening not only in Nepal, but in France. Okay. You even have uproars going on in Australia. And see, these violent protests and these uproars are merely the reaction of people who trusted in Egypt. And by the looks of these things, it doesn't seem like they're going to go away anytime soon, because every time you turn on YouTube or you turn on TikTok or whatever social media outlet you may have, all you see is violence, uproars, riots, sedition. And see, these things were talked about in the scripture. When you go to, was it Second Ezra? Because all these things were prophesied by the Lord that he said would happen. Second Ezra 9, I'm going to start at 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is this very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world that he made. It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, okay, Australia, France, Nepal, these places are far away from each other when it comes to the global stage. It says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So all these uproars of the people destroying the presidential palace, Francis block everything, what's going on in Australia with the whole immigration. Hey, these are all signs that the Lord prophesied that when you start seeing these things happen on a mass scale globally, just know that it's time for me to return, that I am close at my return. And the Lord needs to return, because the way that this world is going, it will not last. As the scripture clearly tells us, if the Lord doesn't come, no flesh is going to be saved. Mark 13:20. And except that the Lord had shortened those days, no flesh should be saved, but for the elect's sake whom he have chosen, he have shortened the days. Right. Because the world, as I mentioned earlier, cannot go on like this. People cannot live. They definitely can't live, but people won't be able to even survive in a world where every aspect of your life is unbearable without any type of rest. And see, this is why the scripture says that the Lord will be quickly, that his coming is soon. Okay, because what needs to happen is this. It's in I think it's Wisdom of Solomon. It says in due time. Ecclesiastes 10 and 4. It says, the power of the earth is in the hand of Yahweh, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. And that one that is profitable is Yahweh Shai. Because when Yahweh Shai comes back, everything is going to be on earth as it is in heaven, meaning that it's going to be 144% righteous. No more corruption, no more defunding or having misallocation of funds. No more have to worry about so-called immigration and crime and border security. Man, all that stuff is going to be squashed in the kingdom. So that's all I wanted to say on this. I hope you are well edified. To the next time, we're going to say Shalom.